Every conversation starts the same way, with competition. This is Coffee, Press, Play, a live experience from the Business of Games podcast brought to you by Xsolla. We bring the best minds to the games to the table, but first, we make them compete. One game, one cup of coffee, one honest conversation about all the things we love about the business of games. Let's press play. Welcome to Coffee, Press, Play. Go ahead, Alex, and introduce yourself.
My name is Alex, as he just said. I am director of production at a company called House of How. We make games.
Okay, today, as you know, we are here to have coffee. We're going to play Super Smash Brothers, and depending on how you do, you either get a hard question or an easy question.
Okay.
Easy question is if you beat me. A difficult question is if I beat you.
Okay.
All right, so you ready to get started?
Oh, I dropped.
Here we go. Here we go. 10 seconds left. We have the easy hat. He won. I'm getting destroyed here.
All right, describe your path in the games industry in terms of a video game that you've played. Well, so the one that comes to mind for me is Zelda.
Okay.
Right, and
Which one?
The very first is the original. I was a little blonde kid. My mother was a Disney animator, right? So like I grew up in this world of wonder, and I always thought like the Zelda games just being this lone sort of kid just wandering, and everything was like beautiful, but at the same time challenging. That game always resonated with me because it's the one that I felt like vicariously explained who I was as a person the most.
Okay. So the quest, the journeys, you said were you kind of like, when you grew up, you were a little bit of a loner? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. Definitely. my mom was a single parent. She worked, my brother went off to college when I was 8. So I was alone all the time, and all I wanted to do was be Bruce Lee when I was a kid. So I was like playing with weapons and stuff all the time, and going on these adventures by myself. And so then, being Link, and then when Zelda came out, I was like, that's me. If you remember going to the graveyard and trying to, that is something that I would actually do. You know what I mean? And so like no one else would, but like for me, I was like, that person is me. The thing that I like about video games is like, you can, like when you were in television movies, because I came from that originally, is, I control what the story is for the viewer, right? But in video games, you kind of, some of that's up to the player as well to decide where they want to go and in what order. That was kind of, like my path too, is that I didn't follow this linear path of like, you do this, you do this, you do that, you do that. Actually, my career would have probably turned out a lot better if, I'd still been in The Simpsons, but, I always just like, okay, what's around the next corner? What's the next new challenge, and I think that was kind of my journey through video games, is I just didn't do it textbook like most people do. I just said, that looks fun, let's do that. And then, that looks fun, let's do that. And so in the same way with like Zelda, it was just like, just keep moving on to the next land, the next adventure, and poke that gravestone. So
let me ask you, how long have you been in games then?
I started at Electronic Arts in 2000. So what year is it? 25 years.
25, 26 years?
Yeah, but I've been in the entertainment business. Well, I told you, my mom was an animator, so I've been a producer since I was a little kid, but I've been in the entertainment industry since 1989. So we're looking at 36 years now. I've been doing this.
Thank you for that answer.
Yeah, of course.
Hopefully you enjoyed your coffee.
I do. I got a latte.
I am getting ashamed that I keep getting beat right now, but I will say this. This is the latest episode of Coffee Press Play. I want to thank you for being on, and I hope our paths will definitely cross in the future.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.